Yesterday I got shit-faced and today I look like this. Hi, I'm Christine. If you want to know how to achieve this makeup look, you can go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. Here we go.
Nothing cures a hangover like a full-on makeup tutorial. I start off with a clean and moisturized face. I'm applying lip balm now, so by the time we apply the lipstick later, the lips will be nice and smooth. It's a crime not to prime, so I'm using less than a pea-size amount of primer, and I'm warming it up between my fingertips, and then I start on the areas of my face where I need it the most, and spread it out from the inside to the outside of my face. I'm using a cover stick concealer and a concealer brush in order to hide any dark circles underneath my eyes. And I'm dabbing it in with my finger. Now on to foundation. I'm using a semi-liquid foundation with an angled stippling brush, and I buff that into my skin. Don't use too much. You don't want to lather your face in it. Just use foundation to even out your skin tone. If you still got visible blemishes, we can fix that afterwards. I personally like to apply the foundation on my lips and my eyebrows as well. Now I'm using that cover stick from before and I'm applying it onto my blemishes and areas of my face that tend to get red during the day. And I'm using a damp beauty blender to buff it in. This is actually a dupe, but I'm quite happy with it, but I will try out the real one someday. Now I'm using a reflecting concealer to highlight some areas of my face. The area underneath my eyes, and you want to make a triangle shape that goes down to your nose and then up to your temples. Also apply a little on the forehead, bridge of my nose, on the cupid's bow, on the chin, and on my cheekbones. And again, using a damp beauty blender to buff it all out. I start with the flat part of the beauty blender. And now I'm using the pointy part to get that area underneath my eyes. Now I'm using a loose mineral powder and a fluffy angled brush. I'm only using the powder on the areas where I've already used the concealer. This will set everything and your face won't look as greasy. Make sure not to use too much underneath your eyes or the powder will set in the lines and that's not a beneficial look. Now for contouring, I'm using a face powder that is a little bit darker than my skin tone. And I'm going to sculpt out my cheekbones and my nose. Make sure that you don't use too much. Again, rather have a light hand and don't bring it all the way down on your face, just right underneath the apples of your cheeks. This is the contrast to the highlighter that we put on the bridge of the nose. This will make your nose look a little bit smaller. Now I'm going in with a fan brush and a powder highlighter. And I'm applying it on my cheeks and the forehead, like a V shape around the eye, and on the other areas where I've already put the reflective concealer. Today I'm using a peach-colored blush on the apples of my cheeks and a cream to powder highlighter just for the hell of it on the very high points of my cheeks. And I just distribute the rest on my nose. Now on to eyebrows. I'm using a spoolie and a push-up eyebrow stick. I'm brushing the eyebrows up. And then I'm filling them in with little strokes. And you can see that I'm holding the pen on the end. That way I won't apply too much pressure. And then I'm brushing them back to their regular state. Now I'm using a light beige eyeshadow and I'm applying it over my entire lid up to the brow bow. Now I'm taking a slightly darker shade, also applying it on the lid and a little bit in the crease. Now I'm going in with the next dark shade and a very fluffy brush. And I'm fluffing that into my crease area. You don't want to go all the way into the center of your eye, just on the outside, and rather blend more than less. Now I'm going in with a shimmery hazel shade and a flat brush, and I'm applying it on the outer half of my eyelid. And then I'm blending that out with a fluffy brush. I put no additional product on that. And then I'm taking a very small flat brush and the darkest shade from my palette, and I'm applying it in the very outer corners of my eyes. And then I'm blending it out with a slightly smaller and denser fluffy brush. And again blending everything out with a clean, very fluffy brush. For my lower lash line, I'm using the darker beige shade and an angled brush. And I'm just carefully tracing that lower lash line all the way. And I'm getting some of that darker brown color, dabbing the angled brush in there. And I'm doing just the outside of the lower lash line, right to the middle. To make my eyes look bigger, I'm using a flesh-colored eyeliner pencil on the inside of my lower lash line. Wait, I have to sneeze. Sneeze. And never mind. I'm using it on the inside. Some people like to use white eyeliner. That works too, but I prefer the flesh-colored one. It looks more natural, and the white one can get bodgy, but in both ways, you should make sure not to use too much with everything regarding makeup and alcohol. I'm finishing the eye off with some mascara on the upper lashes and the lower lashes. You want to move the brush from right to left at some point to separate the lashes. Now I'm taking a tissue and removing the makeup and the lip balm from my lips. And finally, for the lips, I'm applying a OCC lip tar with the brush that came with the product. And that is the finished look.